Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. The United States of America has a rich history, and one of the most fascinating aspects of this history is the collection of coins that have passed through the hands of millions of Americans. Among these coins, one of the most intriguing is the 1953 Lincoln 1-cent penny. What makes this particular penny stand out, and why does it have such an incredible value in the world of numismatics? Let's begin with the Lincoln cent. Introduced in 1909. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure, Abraham Lincoln. The coin quickly became an iconic symbol, and over the years, millions of these pennies have been produced. However, not all Lincoln pennies are created equal. The 1953 Lincoln penny, for example, has some unique characteristics that make it highly sought after by collectors. One of the key factors contributing to the high value of this coin is its rarity. In general, the 1953 penny is not particularly rare in terms of mintage. In fact, more than 1 billion of these pennies were produced, making them widely available in circulation. However, when it comes to certain specific versions, things take a turn. Some 1953 pennies were produced with errors, such as misprints or unusual features that make them unique. These variations in the minting process have created coins that are rare, and for collectors, rarity is one of the most important factors in determining a coin's value. For example, there are certain 1953 pennies that were minted with an unusually high level of detail, or a noticeable flaw in the design. These errors were not intentional, but they are what make these coins so special. A coin that stands out from the rest can be highly desirable for those who are passionate about numismatics. Another factor that influences the value of the 1953 Lincoln penny is its condition. Coins are graded based on their wear and tear over time, and the better the condition, the higher the price it can command. A penny that has been well preserved over the years, without scratches, discoloration, or other damage, will generally fetch a higher price than one that has been circulated extensively. The 1953 penny, like many other collectible coins, comes in a range of conditions, from those that are well worn and common, to those that are nearly flawless and highly coveted. Perhaps one of the most remarkable aspects of the 1953 Lincoln penny is how much collectors are willing to pay for certain versions of this coin. While most of the 1953 pennies you come across will be worth only a few cents, just like any other typical penny, there are a select few that have been known to fetch incredible prices at auctions. Some 1953 pennies, particularly those with unique errors or in mint condition, have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But there's one specific 1953 Lincoln penny that has made a name for itself in the world of rare coins, and its value is absolutely mind-blowing. This particular penny is considered one of the most valuable coins from the 1950s, and its story has captured the attention of coin enthusiasts and collectors around the world. After being carefully examined, authenticated, and put through the rigorous grading process, this coin was ultimately sold for a staggering amount, something that leaves coin collectors speechless. If you're wondering just how much this 1953 Lincoln penny is worth, the number might surprise you. This rare penny has been valued at an astonishing $145,000. That's right, $145,000. A single penny, from the year 1953, can command such an extraordinary price due to its rarity, condition, and the historical significance it holds in the world of coin collecting. This serves as a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can sometimes hold immense value. What may seem like just a simple penny to most people could, in the right conditions, turn into a priceless treasure. If you happen to come across a 1953 Lincoln penny, it may be worth taking a closer look, because you never know if it might be the next one to make history. Top 2. The history of U.S. currency is filled with fascinating stories, but one coin that often flies under the radar for many collectors is the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While this particular penny might seem like just another small, everyday coin to most people, there's more to it than meets the eye. What if I told you that this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a small fortune? Let's dive into the world of the 1975 Lincoln penny, its unique features, and what makes it so valuable to collectors. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, this coin has undergone numerous design changes, but one thing has remained constant: its place in American history. The design, featuring President Lincoln's profile on the obverse and a simple wheat stalk design on the reverse, was iconic for much of the 20th century. However, in 1959, the reverse was changed to a memorial design, depicting the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. In 1975, the United States Mint continued producing the Lincoln penny with the memorial reverse design. The coin was part of the regular circulation and produced in large quantities, meaning that many of them ended up in people's pockets and wallets. But like many coins, the 1975 penny has some unique factors that make it stand out from the rest. At first glance, the 1975 Lincoln penny looks like a regular, everyday coin. However, there are certain rare versions of this penny that have captured the attention of serious collectors. What makes some 1975 pennies so special are the slight variations or imperfections in the minting process. Just like with other coins, if a mistake is made during the minting process, it can result in a coin that is one of a kind, and that's exactly what some 1975 pennies have become. Some of these rare 1975 pennies have distinctive characteristics, such as die errors, double strikes, or misprints. These kinds of errors can happen when the coin is stamped incorrectly or experiences unusual wear during the minting process. These imperfections are what make the coin valuable because they are not supposed to exist. To most people, a penny with a mistake might just seem like an oddity, but to collectors, it's a treasure. The condition of the 1975 Lincoln penny also plays a huge role in its value. As with most collectible coins, the better the condition, the more it can be worth. A penny that has been well preserved and shows little to no signs of wear is much more valuable than one that has been circulated extensively. In fact, some 1975 Lincoln pennies in mint condition have sold for impressive amounts, far beyond their face value. But what truly sets a select few 1975 pennies apart from the rest? One particular penny, in pristine condition, featuring an extremely rare error, recently made headlines in the coin collecting world. This penny, along with a few others like it, was auctioned off for an incredible amount. While most people would look at a 1975 penny and not think twice, the truth is that these rare versions have the potential to be worth far more than anyone could have imagined. For those lucky enough to find one of these rarer 1975 pennies, it could result in a substantial payday. Some 1975 Lincoln pennies have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and in one extraordinary case, a single penny was sold for the unbelievable amount of $95,000. Yes, $95,000. So, the next time you come across a 1975 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to examine it closely. While most of them might be worth only 1 cent, you just might find yourself holding a coin that could change your life. A little bit of knowledge and a keen eye could mean the difference between finding pocket change and finding a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. Top 3. When it comes to US coins, most people would simply think of them as pocket change, something we use on a daily basis without giving it a second thought. But if you're a collector, you know that even the most ordinary coins can have extraordinary value. Take, for example, the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it might appear to be just another copper-colored coin from the early 80s, but in reality, this penny holds secrets that make it worth far more than just 1 cent. To understand the appeal of the 1981 Lincoln penny, it's important to look back at the history of the coin. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Ever since, the coin has undergone several design changes. However, in 1959, the coin's reverse side was changed to show the Lincoln Memorial, a design that remained until 2008. The design itself became iconic, making the penny one of the most recognizable coins in the US. Even though billions of these pennies have been minted over the years, there are still rare variations that are incredibly valuable. The 1981 penny is no different in terms of its basic design. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In terms of mintage, the 1981 penny is not particularly rare, as over 7 billion of these pennies were produced. So why is this penny so valuable? The answer lies in the variations that occurred during its production. Like many coins, the 1981 Lincoln penny was struck in large numbers, but not all of them were perfect. During the minting process, small imperfections or errors can occur that make a coin unique. These errors, which might go unnoticed by the average person, are what collectors are constantly searching for. In the case of the 1981 penny, certain versions of the coin were produced with unusual characteristics, such as die errors, double strikes, or other misprints that make them stand out from the rest. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1981 penny is its relationship with the transition from the classic copper composition to the more modern zinc-based alloy. In 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from using 95% copper and 5% zinc in the penny's composition to a predominantly zinc alloy with just a thin copper coating. But during the year 1981, some pennies were mistakenly minted with a higher copper content, and those variations are considered valuable because of their rarity. In addition to these errors, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. As with any collectible, the better the condition, the more valuable it can be. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are much more highly sought after than those that have been circulated heavily. If you have a 1981 penny that is well preserved, free from scratches or tarnishing, it has a much better chance of being worth more than its face value. So, how much could you potentially sell a 1981 Lincoln penny for? While most 1981 pennies are worth only 1 cent, certain rare versions of the coin have been known to fetch impressive amounts of money. A 1981 penny that has the right combination of rarity and condition could be worth thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, one particular penny, featuring a rare die error and in excellent condition, recently sold for a staggering amount of money, something most people could only dream of when they think of a penny. Believe it or not, that single 1981 penny was sold for an astounding $87,000. Yes, $87,000. That's right, a penny that was minted more than 4 decades ago and has been sitting in someone's pocket or a coin jar for years could be worth a small fortune. It just goes to show that you should never underestimate the value of a coin. Sometimes, what looks like simple pocket change could end up being a hidden treasure. So, the next time you find yourself with a handful of pennies, take a moment to look more closely at the 1981 Lincoln cent. You just might be holding on to something that could change your life financially. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and luck, you never know, your next penny could be worth much more than just 1 cent. Top 4. When most of us think of a penny, we likely don't imagine it being worth much more than its face value, just 1 cent. However, in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even the most ordinary penny can hold a hidden treasure. One of the most surprising examples of this is the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While the majority of 1982 pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are a few exceptional coins from this year that have caught the attention of collectors and have been sold for astronomical amounts. You might be surprised to learn how much a 1982 penny could be worth if you know where to look. To understand the value of the 1982 Lincoln penny, it's important to first understand a little about the history of the coin. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design, featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, became an enduring symbol of American currency. In fact, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design remained on the penny for decades, all the way up until 2008, making the 1982 penny part of a long-standing tradition. But what makes the 1982 Lincoln penny so special? Well, the year 1982 marked a major change in the composition of the penny. For decades, the penny was made primarily of copper, but in 1982, the the U.S. Mint began transitioning the penny to a different metal alloy. This shift was largely due to the rising cost of copper, which made it more expensive to produce pennies. In response to this, the Mint introduced a new composition, made of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. This meant that coins minted in 1982 could have either a predominantly copper composition or the new zinc-based alloy. This transition created a significant difference in the weight and composition of the penny, and as a result, there are two distinct types of 1982 pennies: those made with the older copper composition and those made with the new zinc alloy. While the difference may seem small to the untrained eye, it's these subtle variations that make the 1982 penny highly sought after by collectors. Some 1982 pennies were struck in copper, while others were struck in the new zinc alloy. In fact, the U.S. Mint didn't make a clear distinction between these two types of pennies, which means that some of the copper-based pennies were mistakenly produced alongside the zinc-based ones. These copper pennies from 1982 are particularly valuable because they were only produced for a short time before the Mint switched over to the zinc alloy for good. Additionally, the 1982 pennies were also produced with different types of die errors and minting mistakes, such as double strikes and misprints. These errors create unique and rare coins that are much more valuable than regular pennies. For example, a 1982 penny that was accidentally struck with a double die, meaning the design was stamped twice, can command a higher price because it is considered a rare and unique piece in the world of coin collecting. It's important to note that the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Just like with any collectible, a coin in excellent condition will fetch a higher price than one that's been worn down by years of circulation. Collectors and numismatists are constantly searching for well-preserved, uncirculated pennies, coins that have sharp details, minimal wear, and no discoloration or damage. Now, you might be wondering how much a 1982 penny could actually be worth. While most of the 1982 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, a select few, those with the right combination of copper composition, rarity, and excellent condition, can sell for far more than their face value. In fact, one particular 1982 penny, featuring a rare minting error and a copper composition, was recently sold for a staggering amount. This coin, considered a true gem in the world of coin collecting, fetched an incredible $84,000. Yes, $84,000. So, the next time you find yourself with a 1982 penny, it's worth taking a closer look. You might be holding on to something much more valuable than you think. Whether it's a rare copper composition or a coin with a minting error, your 1982 Lincoln penny could be worth a small fortune. You never know. What seems like just a simple penny could turn out to be a rare treasure worth thousands of dollars. So keep an eye out, and who knows? You might just discover a hidden gem that could change your life financially. Top 5. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and sometimes, the most unsuspecting coins can turn out to be worth far more than their face value. One such coin is the 1985 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, this penny might seem like just another piece of pocket change, but for coin enthusiasts and collectors, this particular penny has some intriguing aspects that could make it worth a small fortune. So, what makes the 1985 Lincoln penny so special, and why is it worth far more than just 1 cent? The Lincoln penny has been an iconic part of U.S. currency since its introduction in 1909. The design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, became one of the most recognized coins in American history. Over the years, the penny has undergone various design changes, but the most significant change for the 1985 penny was its role as part of the ongoing Lincoln Memorial series, which lasted from 1959 until 2008. The 1985 penny was struck during a time when the United States Mint had already transitioned from using primarily copper to using a copper-plated zinc composition for the penny. However, unlike earlier years where the minting process was relatively straightforward, the 1985 penny saw some unusual factors that could make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. One of the primary reasons the 1985 penny is valuable to collectors is due to the various types of errors that occurred during the minting process. As with many coins, mistakes can happen during the production of pennies, and these errors can create unique and highly collectible coins. Some 1985 Lincoln pennies were struck with double dies, a minting error where the design is stamped multiple times, resulting in a coin that looks unusual and is highly prized by collectors. These double-die pennies can fetch a premium price at auction, as they are considered rare and valuable. But it's not just the minting errors that can make the 1985 penny valuable. The condition of the coin is just as important when it comes to determining its worth. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches, wear, and discoloration, are often worth much more than coins that have been heavily circulated. A 1985 penny in mint condition, with sharp details and little to no signs of damage, can command a much higher price. Coins in this condition are often referred to as uncirculated, and they're the ones collectors are actively seeking. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1985 penny is its rarity. While millions of pennies were minted in 1985, the number of coins that have survived in pristine condition or with significant minting errors is much smaller. This scarcity makes these pennies highly sought after by numismatists, those who study and collect coins. A rare and well-preserved 1985 penny, especially one with a minting error, could be a hidden treasure in your collection. So, how much could you expect to sell a 1985 Lincoln penny for? While the vast majority of these coins are worth just 1 cent, certain rare examples have fetched incredible prices at auctions. In fact, one particular 1985 penny, which had a rare minting error and was in excellent condition, recently sold for a jaw-dropping amount. That penny brought in an astounding $68,000. Yes, $68,000. That's right. What seems like just another simple penny from the 1980s could actually be worth a small fortune if it's the right kind of coin. The lesson here is clear: never underestimate the potential value of your change. Coins that may seem like nothing more than everyday currency could be worth far more than you realize. So, the next time you find a 1985 Lincoln penny in your pocket or coin jar, take a moment to examine it. It might just be the treasure you've been looking for.